Power Breakfast with TT.
We mentioned earlier this morning that it's a big day for the country's grade 12s as they all prepare now to sit. Starting from today, they sit for their National Senior Certificate examinations, the Matric examinations. Over 900,000, I beg your pardon, 900,000 grade 12s around the country will be sitting for this year's examination. The Department of Basic Education has confirmed that it is indeed the largest cohort of candidates since 1996, with exams taking place nationwide under strict security measures to ensure integrity and fairness. The marking of scripts is scheduled to begin on the 2nd of December 2025. But let's get more in terms of an update in terms of the Gauteng situation. Steve Mabona speaks on behalf of the Department of Education in Gauteng. Thank you for your time, Steve Mabona. Those numbers I was sharing at a national level. In Gauteng, are we also showing record numbers in terms of candidates?
Good morning, Titi, and to all our listeners. Yes, in Gauteng, we just close to 200,000. So with over 194,000, and we also have 40,000, just over 40,000 of those would be your part-time candidates. So we are quite ready. You know that the big paper is on Thursday, on the 23rd. So today it's computer application, technology, and tomorrow is information technology. And some of the languages that don't have big numbers, like Hindu and Mandarin and all those languages. So big numbers will then be starting on Thursday.
Okay. What has been the biggest area of focus in preparing for this year's examinations, or this year's cohort of grade 12s?
Now, in Gauteng, we had to focus on improving what we would have taught our candidates and enhance them during holidays. And also, we have remote lessons. I mean, we have a studio in Gauteng where an educator or a subject advisor can just log in, and all these other schools, most especially those that would have the smart board, will then link them so they can get that lesson. So that's the advancement that we have actually created.
Okay.
Let's improve on that. So and the other one was more on security, as it were. We don't want any leakages, so we had to enhance that space and make sure that we safeguard this paper like as money.
Okay, just from another logistics point of view, or just matters that are not even directly related with the exams themselves. As of last week, I had information that the Scholar Transport, the operators thereof, were contemplating a court action, and I don't know whether there is some kind of a strike action that would be linked with that over unpaid invoices. Now, obviously, if this is a case, if that were to happen, that could affect, the students' ability or learners' ability to get to and from venues. Is this something that you are able to update us on, or you have any knowledge of?
No, there was definitely a threat of discontinuation of services, not only transport but also nutrition.
Okay.
We would have confirmed that we were, having challenges when coming to some of the outstanding invoices, but effectively last week we started with the capturing of those payments. Probably most of the service providers would have received, starting from this week, would have received their money from your learner material, nutrition, scholar transport, security, and because those that we were outstanding, and the subsidies to schools. You might have seen that your quintile 5s, they were complaining that we have reduced their allocation, and
indeed
we have not reduced it. That's what we were trying to explain to them, to say we went back to what policy dictates that we must give them. Remember, when we were doing well in the province in terms of our finances, we gave the quintile 5 the amount that we will give to the quintile 4, which is close to double the amount that they would have received. But when we then revised our financial, challenges, we were dictated that, look, we need to review this. So the review was misconstrued as reducing or cutting the budget. We communicated. We said to them, we have financial challenges. We are reviewing. We are not going to give you...
So you did cut. It is a cut. I mean, a cut by a different name is still a cut.
No, well, we can explain it that it's not a cut. We resorted to give them what we were supposed to be giving them. Than the Father Christmas we can't afford to be a Father Christmas anymore.
So did you leave them with more or with less?
No, we had to give them what policy dictates that we must give.
Was that more or less than what they had before?
It's less.
Which makes it a cut?
No, it's not a cut. It's what they're supposed to be getting. Because the other thing that they were making noise about was saying, this is because of maladministration. But we said, no. You should have said it's maladministration if we were giving you more than what we were supposed to be getting in terms of policy. You didn't say it's maladministration. Now that you are going back to policy, you are saying it's maladministration. But we are managing our stakeholders very well and make them understand on where we are in terms of our finances. And probably if we go back to where we were, maybe we might review again.
Well, how are you managing the Federation of Governing Bodies of South African Schools, who are now saying that their budgeting processes have been thrown into disarray because there has been no communication from the department about the budget that they will be allocated next year, the places that will be allocated in terms of posts and so forth, and that means that they are unable to plan properly for next year. What is happening?
We've communicated with them. That's why they issued that statement, complaining that we have cut the budget. We said we reviewed, and we will, on a constant basis, on a continuous basis, we will continue to engage them. All the associations, our labor, in terms of the stakeholders, we will bring them closer so that we make them understand on where we are operating at in terms of our finances. So it's something that we're not going to hide. We are challenged, and they need to see very close than them complaining and not assisting the situation. And so we need to work together in this space.
Were these challenges that you speak of, were they communicated to the schools before, by the date that September 30th deadline?
Yes, we did communicate with the schools.
No, but they say they were not. Did not receive communication. In fact, they say they still not receive communication as to what will be their budgets for next year, what will be their allocation in terms of posts and so on.
No. Instead of issuing statements, probably to assist them to check on what is it that we have sent. We have invited all the associations to a meeting this week to say, let's engage over and above what we've communicated in terms of what we're going to be allocating to schools. Let's then have a discussion to say, this is how we're going to be moving, and this is where we can assist. This is where we need you to assist us, because we are in this together. We are responsible for governance. We are responsible for management. So a school is made of management and governance. The two cannot operate outside each other. So we need to work together. So that's the message that we'll take to them and make sure that we find, common ground, as it were.
All right, we're going to have to leave it there. Steve Mabona is the spokesperson for the Department of Education in Gauteng. Thank you for your time.
Thank you.